Touch the soldering iron tip to the Magicpen Solder Perfecter and then touch it to the solder wire. You see how quickly it melts and collects solder. After touching your soldering iron tip to the Magicpen again, you can turn it back into a live solder by holding a solder ball that has formed cold solder. You will make a soldering that will never fall into cold solder again. You can clean the excess solder collected on the tip with a napkin. Therefore, you will not need to rub your soldering iron tip on the solder cleaning wires again. Thus, the resistance of our soldering iron will not be scratched and deformed. The soldering iron tips will last longer. Magicpen Solder Perfecter cleans this corrosion accumulated on the soldering iron tips and repairs the cracks permanently. Your soldering iron tips are brand new and you can use them for years at high performance without corrosion. It allows you to make very precise and fine soldering even at low soldering iron temperatures such as 200, 250 Celsius or 400, 500 Fahrenheit degrees. It instantly solves the cold soldering problem and prevents the solder you make from falling into cold solder again. The most important feature is that it does not contain harmful chemicals unlike other cleaning products. It does not emit bad odor and smoke. As you know, one of the most important reasons why motherboards fail is the problem of cold soldering due to mechanical fatigue. If we repair such a motherboard with Magicpen, it will revive the cold solder and prevent the solder in question from falling to cold solder again. The device will not malfunction due to cold solder again. For example, let's assume that the connection points of the SMD elements on the motherboard are cold and the device malfunctions. It will be enough to touch the Magicpen Solder Perfecter to the floor of the motherboard and then solder it. You can use the Magicpen Solder Perfecter with all solder wires, regardless of quality. In addition, regardless of the model, you can easily use it on all T26, JBC quality or poor quality machines, standard or copper tips, even at low temperatures. Finally, my masters, I recommend you to stay away from acidic substances such as solder paste, construction, silver powder in order to protect your health, not to spoil your soldering iron tips, and to maintain the quality of the solder we make. Try Magicpen at least once for a perfect soldering experience.